Good afternoon and welcome to the Eagle Report, the show where radio and television meet to dissect all the important things in news, sports, entertainment and current affairs. And no, we're not the project. I'm joined by Adam Ioannidis. Close enough?
Ioannidis. We'll go with Ioannidis. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. Hi, all.
So probably going to practice that before we started the show. Adam, we have an amazing show lined up. Just looking at the run sheet, and I'm excited already.
It's true. We have a good mix of current affairs and sports, entertainment, and some pretty tragic stuff that happened over the last week.
And we have a package coming up around the half an hour mark. Saxy Beats with an A.
That's Soxy Beast.
Oh, is it Soxy?
That's Soxy.
Wow, that's terrible font.
Because it's about socks.
All right.
Hence the Soxy.
There we go. First blunder of the afternoon.
It's all right. We got there in the end.
We're
live.
We are live. We're live on Facebook and Upstart this week, so we've upgraded. We're on the Mark Zuckerberg creation.
We are upstart.net.au, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. every Mondays for this semester, and we've got a live Twitter feed going as well.
Oh, Twitter's where it's at, except for me. I just don't use it.
Neither.
Are we going to go to the news headlines?
I believe we are with Sheridan Lee. Okay. What's happening, Sheridan?
Thanks, guys. So tributes are pouring in for the 7-year-old Sydney boy, Julian Cadman, who died during the Barcelona terror attack on Thursday. St Bernadette's Primary in Laylaw Park in Sydney's West, where Julian was in Year 2, said he was a delightful little boy, curious and energetic, with a kind and generous heart, much loved by his teachers and fellow students. Julian's family confirmed his death in a statement overnight. Julian was a much-loved member of our family, they said. As he was enjoying the sights of Barcelona with his mother, he was sadly taken from us. Julian was separated from his mother, Jumeir Jom Cadman, when a man drove through a crowd of pedestrians in the popular tourist district of La Rambla on Thursday, killing more than a dozen and injuring more than 100. His mother remains in hospital recovering from her injuries, with husband Andrew by her side. Police are still hunting for 22-year-old Moroccan national Younes Abou Yacoub, believed to be the driver of the van, as well as the former imam responsible for radicalising those behind the terrorist attacks in Barcelona and Cambrai. The two terror attacks in Barcelona and Cambrai left 14 dead and more than 120 wounded. It is Spain's worst terror attack in more than a decade. The bomb response unit is responding to a safety threat in central Moonee Ponds. The area near Keltway Avenue and Mount Alexander Road has been secured. Victoria Police spokeswoman Anthula Mutis said the area has been secured. Motorists are being urged to avoid the area if possible. A busy Gold Coast primary school is in lockdown after being the target of a bomb and hostage threat. Parents of students at Ashmore State School received an email this morning informing them of the situation. Dear parents, on the window of the lower school, graffiti has been discovered this morning and reads, "Just letting you know I'm going to bomb this school. I'm also going to take one kid hostage every day until they all disappear," the email reads. Police and emergency services are at the scene. Border Force officials have nabbed more than 225 illegal foreign workers after raids across nearly 50 properties. The operation targeted visa fraud, illegal work and exploitation of foreigners. Majority of these foreign workers have been deported and investigations continue into the companies that hired them. Opposition leader Bill Shorten is refusing to provide paperwork to confirm he renounced his British citizenship in 2006 because he knows it to be true. "I did renounce my citizenship many years ago," he said during a press conference. "I have to say, I don't feel any obligation to justify what I just said. I renounced my citizenship in 2006 and there is no evidence of anything to the contrary." Mr. Shorten's father is from England, and according to British law, people born between 1948 and January 1st, 1983, to a father who is a British citizen by birth, are a citizen unless they renounce. The US Navy says that 10 sailors are missing and 5 injured in an American warship USS John S. McCain collided with a merchant vessel east of Singapore. The ship was transiting to a routine port visit in Singapore when the collision occurred. This comes after a deadly collision in June between the USS Fitzgerald and a Philippine ship which left 7 sailors dead. US comedian Jerry Lewis, who starred in slapstick comedy in the 1950s, has died aged 91. Famed comedian, actor and legendary entertainer Jerry Lewis passed away peacefully today of natural causes at his home in Las Vegas with his family by his side, his family said in a statement. He starred in over 45 films throughout his 50-year career. It's been a tough fortnight for the Turnbull government, with a postal plebiscite and citizenship scandal only reflected in the latest news poll results released today. Labor is leading the coalition in the two-party preferred vote, 56% to 46%. Labor's primary vote has climbed up to 38% from 36% in 2 weeks, while the government's primary vote has fallen from 36% to 35%. However, amazingly, Malcolm Turnbull is still preferred Prime Minister over Bill Shorten, favoured 43% to 33%. And now on to the weather. Today is cold and rainy with a top of 12. Tuesday is slightly better, a max of 15 and cloudy. A shower or two expected on Wednesday with a top of 16 and slight wind. Thursday is partly cloudy with a slight chance of rain and light wind with a max of 15. And Friday has a top of 16 with a minimal chance of rain. This has been Sheridan Lee for the Eagle Report, Latrobe Live.
Thanks, Sheridan.
Yeah, that is extremely tragic. What happened in Barcelona, and also the graffiti on the school. I mean, yeah, it takes someone with a very sick mind to do something like that.
It's pretty outlandish as well. I'm going to
Yeah.
take a kid for each day until there's no kids left.
Come on.
That's a pretty bold threat.
I mean, you've got to be pretty heartless. We are going to delve a bit deeper into what happened at in Barcelona late last week. We were in some absolutely horrible scenes. A van rammed into pedestrians in the popular tourist area of Las Ramblas on Thursday.
Yes. It's a massive street. Have you been there, Bilal?
I haven't been to Europe at all, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite a lovely place, and it's always busy, bustling, day and night. So it's pretty tragic what happened. And it's just all these motor terrorist attacks happening lately.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a new horrible trend. We obviously saw it happen here in Sydney. in Melbourne.
Bourke
on
Street,
Bourke Street.
in London.
In London, yeah. So it's a horrible trend that's going on. I'm not sure where it started, or we first heard about it here, but yeah, it's something really bad.
Yeah, but we're joined by Marie Trevithick and Meg Kennedy in the studio, who have some more light to shed on the Barcelona situation.
Definitely.
How you going, guys?
Good, thank you.
It's good. It's good.
Yes, so what we do know about the Barcelona attacks is that about 4:30 p.m. local time on Thursday, which was around 1:30 a.m. early morning Friday here, a van ploughed into a busy crowd in Barcelona's popular Las Ramblas district, and they left 14 people killed and more than 100 injured, so it's been a huge event. And after the event, the attackers then drove a second vehicle to the smaller town of Cambrils and attempted to carry out a similar attack, which left one person dead and 6 injured. 5 suspects were later shot and killed by the police, but this didn't include the driver. And 4 people have been arrested and a warrant has been made for 4 other subjects. So obviously this has been something that's been going on for the past couple of days that has just torn the country right around.
Yep.
So serious stuff.
And that's it's absolutely horrific. Marie, how many Australians were involved?
So early this morning, it was reported that formerly missing 7-year-old Australian boy Julian Cadman had been confirmed as dead. It's been confirmed by Foreign Minister Julie Bishop that 8 Australians have been affected by the attack. 4 were injured, including 2 women from New South Wales who are both seriously injured, and 3 have required consular assistance from the Australian Embassy. What's even more saddening is that on Saturday, The Guardian had published reports that Julian Cadman had in fact been found, but these were later found to be incorrect.
Do we know who conducted the attack?
Well, as I mentioned before, the driver wasn't shot and killed by police as the other assailants were. There are a few reports that by Spanish media that a manhunt is currently underway, and I think it's still ongoing. They're focusing on the presumed ringleader and driver, a 22-year-old Moroccan man named Yunus Abu Yaqub, but there's been no further information on this. We're not really sure what's going on there.
And there's also been apartment searches in Ripple where the suspected driver and other suspects lived. As well as this, as we previously mentioned, 4 people have been arrested in the same region, 3 Moroccan men and another from Melilla, which is a Spanish enclave in North Africa. The Islamic State group has stated that the attack was done by its soldiers, by its propaganda group. However, that has not been independently verified.
Yep. And do we know anything about why they conducted the attack in that particular area of Barcelona?
Well, it is extremely likely since Las Ramblas is such a popular tourist hotspot. and similar attacks we've seen in France and London, as you said before. So it is very possible that this was purposely done in one of the busiest places in Barcelona with foreign tourists, as it's peak holiday season in Europe at the moment. Obviously, a lot of Australians are out and about, have been overseas recently, along with heaps of other tourists around the world. So it is definitely a hotspot for that sort of area.
Yeah, and Las Ramblas is quite condensed. It stretches for just over a kilometre, and since it was a Thursday afternoon, it still would have been extremely crowded with tourists and the like. ABC News has reported from Australian witness Julia Monaco that everyone was incredibly calm. It was a split second, and then everything changed. Las Ramblas is set out to be a pedestrian mall, so it's lined with restaurants, shops, cafes, and the like. It's also home to some of Spain's cultural hotspots, such as the renowned Liceu Opera House and the oldest theatre in Barcelona.
And Barcelona is obviously a city that's renowned for its culture and its tourism, and a lot of businesses and a lot of people and families were involved and affected, obviously, by this attack. Do we know what's happening in Barcelona now?
So actually we saw that overnight the Spanish royals King Philippe VI and Queen Letizia, they attended a special mass for the victims that was held at Sangria Familia, which is one of the most iconic churches in Spain. It's absolutely beautiful. The royals were accompanied by the Prime Minister, Mariano Rajoy, and Catalan Regional President Carlos I'm going to butcher this, Puigdemont.
Puigdemont, it looks like.
Exactly.
It's a tricky name.
And he was president of the smaller area that got affected by the second ram of the van. The King and Queen have also visited victims who are in hospital at the moment within the local area.
And also the Barcelona Football Club have sported black armbands in the opening game of the season in remembrance for the victims. As reported by The Guardian, at one end of the stadium, a block of several hundred supporters all wore black, different to the colours of the Catalan flag in respect of the victims. And obviously soccer's such a huge deal in Europe, and seeing the Barcelona Football Club win at the first game of the season must have, shed some light or, been a positive thing. Which is a very dark time in Spain at the moment. So overall, it is a very sad time for Spain, and even here in Australia with the recent news of the passing of Julian Cadman at 7 years old.
Okay.
I think that's all.
Yeah, no,
I think we've covered just about everything.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, Megan Marie. You've informed us all and kept us up to date. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
That's all right. Yeah.
We are going to the... Just give me a second. Oh, we're going to be talking about Melbourne winning the Most Livable City Award again.
Are we?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just we win it every year.
Did you hear about that?
Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, I did
talking
hear
you.
about
It's all
that.
right. I was talking to
That's
Bilal.
right.
Oh,
Okay.
did you hear about are you talking to me?
I was talking to you, Bilal.
fair
That's all right. Seventh year in a row, The
Yeah.
Economist have named us the livable city in the world.
I mean,
which
it's a bit. I'm a bit of I'm a bit skeptical, just because there are some things that I think need work in this beautiful city of ours, such as public transport and.
Oh, it's complete bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way we're the most livable city in the world.
Exactly.
They rate it on, like financial stuff and
Yeah.
healthcare and all that stuff. It's, I mean, as you said, public transportation in general, even just getting around with cars, streets, roads,
Yeah.
road work, it's all pretty crappy.
Okay, we are going to go to the ACLA Media Hub corruption package.
No, we're going
We're
to
not?
Melbourne's the most livable city
Oh,
in
is
the
that-
world package.
Oh, is there a package for that?
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's a package for that.
Okay,
So,
let's look at it.
We're going to have a look at it now.
Melbourne City has been voted the most livable city in the universe for the 7th time in a row for such features as Medicare and low crime rate. We will now investigate whether these accolades are really true or not. Well, shit.
I decided to suspend my investigation on why Melbourne was voted the most livable city to track down the thief who had just stolen my scarf, and to possibly gain some insight as to why he did so.
We tracked the aggressive Melburnian to his hideout under the bridge, where we learned a terrible secret. Hi, who are you?
I am David Cuba.
Interesting. And why did you take my scarf?
You see, I have no money here because I was sent on a secret mission from Cuba, to back up our Soviet comrades here. But apparently they've all gone missing. They got exposed on some stupid show or whatever. So I started to steal your scarf to have some money because I've kind of got an addiction for avocados. It's enough to turn a man.
You're of course referring to smashed avocado, yes?
Yeah, smashed.
It's a classic Melbourne delight, I believe. You're enjoying it? You don't have that in Cuba?
No, everyone's equal, so no one's allowed to have nice things.
I see. Well, there you have it.
Wait, is that Doc Pedro? Pedro! We're contacting you for weeks. Where have you been? What?
Oh shit, I think he was sent to kill me.
God damn it, Pedro.
Shit, let's
After a narrow escape, I decided to resume my study of why Melbourne is the most livable city in the universe.
We speak to local white rapper Matt Coburn about why he thinks Melbourne is the most livable city in the galaxy.
Got a bit of everything, eh? Just sport, music, culture. It's a good place to be.
Speak to local editor Jake Kohler.
Well, I'm in it and I'm alive, so it's pretty livable.
A sound answer from a sound man. This has been Adam Ioannidis reporting live for Current Latrobe Affairs.
And we're back. My name is Bilal Ali. I'm joined by Ahmed Abouid to dissect all the weekend sport. Adam, I think you're going to sit this one out.
Yeah, I'm not a sportsman at all.
And we are joined live on Skype, like we were last week, by Joel Frucci from the Daily Football Show, the senior editor of the Daily Football Show website. How are you, Joel? I'm good. We're going to talk about the Manchester United versus Swansea game first, where my boys United got up 4-0. How did you see that game? Sorry, Joel. I'm just gonna cut you off there. We've got a couple of technical issues.
Well, Bilal, give us your thoughts on the game. How did you feel?
I thought we were really impressive. We started the game fairly slowly. They had a couple of chances on goal. They hit the crossbar from what was supposed to be a cross, and then we kind of got on the front foot after that. So Joel, I think we've got you back now. Joel, I still can't. Yep. This is live television, everyone, or live radio. We'll sort out our technical issues so we can get exactly what Joel wants to say. Joel? Yeah, it's still I
think it's Joel. Well, we've got some highlights.
We do have some highlights. Joel, I think we're gonna have to abandon the interview, Joel. Our apologies, man. Live television. It happens. All right. Cheers for your time, man.
Time, Joel.
Cheers.
Okay, so Bilal, EPL expert. Unfortunately, Joel's not with us.
Yeah.
How do you feel it went on the weekend? We've got some highlights, starting with the Manchester United game.
Yeah, we do have some highlights. The Manchester United game, as I mentioned earlier, we did start on the back foot. But then, as the game went on, I think we found our feet. Oh, I say our, like I belong to the club, but United found their feet. And yeah, I think 4-0, which was the final score, was a bit flattering. I think it was a lot closer than that. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with the performance as a United fan.
Yep.
Then there was the West Ham game.
Mm-hmm.
Where they went down to 10 men because Marko Arnautovic kind of lost his head and elbowed someone in the neck, so he copped the red card fairly deservingly, and they fought their way back into that game, and then they ended up losing 3-2 because they considered a last-minute penalty. So it was just a complete lack of discipline on their part, and there was also the unfortunate event of Liverpool winning.
Yeah.
They just got over the line against Crystal Palace. They won 1-0. West Ham. Oh, sorry, I spoke about that. The Arsenal game. That was probably my favorite to watch, where they lost.
Arsenal came up
They
with
lost
the
1-0
loss,
to
yeah.
Stoke. Yeah. And then there was the Chelsea Everton game, where. Oh, sorry, Chelsea
Tottenham.
Spurs game, Tottenham game. There you go. You're on top of things.
Oh yeah, I know.
And
yeah.
and they won 2-1 with two pretty good goals from
Yeah.
Felipe Luis. But what I do want to talk about is Aaron Moy, the Australian.
Yeah.
He scored a very wonderful goal. I'm not sure if you saw it overnight.
I didn't get to see it.
He,
I think we have the footage probably.
We do have the
Not-
footage if we can get it up.
No, you can just describe it to us. Tell us how we went.
Yeah. So there was so he kind of played a 1-2 with his teammate, got it on the edge of the box and curled it into the top corner. So it was pretty
Doing it for
impressive.
the Aussies.
Yeah, it's good on him.
Okay.
Our goalkeeper Matt Ryan didn't have a great game for Brighton. They lost, but yeah, that's how it is.
Unfortunate.
We'll talk AFL now.
Yep, let's
So
move on to the AFL.
you can give us your thoughts. The match of the round
Yep.
was the Sydney Swans versus
was a-
versus Adelaide.
Another entertaining round. We had a great game Friday night to start us off. We started at the packed out Adelaide Oval, where the Swans took on Adelaide Crows. It was people didn't know which way it was going to go. Either team could have won. Had implications on the ladder. Sydney Swans ended up winning after a hard-fought victory. Buddy Franklin kicked what could have been the goal of the year.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't
Anyone
think
else?
so. There are a few better
A
ones.
few
but
others.
anyhow.
It was great to see them
Yeah.
with great goals all around. But they at the end of the game they were fourth. So to start off with 6 losses and end up fourth on the ladder is a tremendous feat by the Swans.
And
Unfortunately, after all the other games happened, all the other results, they are now 6th.
yeah,
A game out from 4th. There's one more round left. It's going to be good to watch, and still not sure how the finals are going to play out.
and the Swans showed just why they can go deep into the into September and into early October with the grand final being played in the first week of October. As we can see in the highlights right now, they actually went behind to the Sydney Swans in the third quarter, what they call the premiership quarter.
Yep.
Sorry, they went behind to Adelaide, and they ended up fighting their way back. We're looking at the Buddy goal of the year contender right now.
Yep, that's it.
I think it's up there. It's definitely up there, but it's not
special. He ran the whole field. Here,
Yeah.
this tackle was very controversial. Did he play on? Did he not? The umpire said he did.
Yeah,
led
and he
to
did.
led
Yeah.
to this goal by Sam Reid just after Eddie Betts there was upset. After that, Papley kicked the goal. But just moving on, there's Sam Reid celebrating. Somehow, some way, the ball found its way to Papley. Ran 30, 40 meters, slotted it through.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
So,
last
so
quarter.
do you see the Swans as a chance for the premiership? I think if anyone can do it from outside the top 4, it's them, don't you think?
Yep. Well, actually, after their 6th loss, I believe they'd come back and win it all. So I called it. You can ask some people I speak to, but yeah. So if anyone out of the top 4, definitely Sydney Swans, even including the top 4, they're one of the favourites right now. Just got to find a way to beat the easier teams and go on without any rest.
And I think you cursed the Crows last week because you said it seems like no one can beat them at home, and the Swans did it just a few days later.
Yeah.
Do you still have them as your flag favourites?
Right now, it's between them and Sydney. I think Sydney Adelaide grand final if they end up in the right positions, and it's possible. Should be good with the experience Sydney have at the MCG and their final experience. I think they just might take it. So to come back from 6 losses at the start of the season, they're going to take it all. It's going to be the final series.
Yep. And with Essendon winning, do you give them a chance of making the 8?
They're in the 8 right now. I think.
Yeah.
Yep, they're
At the end of the season.
at the end of the season.
Yeah.
They'll probably play Port Adelaide or Sydney Swans. Unfortunately, probably won't get past the first week.
You don't
but they
think
should
so?
be
I think
alright.
I think if they come up against Sydney, they're finished.
Hopeless.
Yeah, but
Possible against Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide, as an Essendon fan, I would much prefer Port Adelaide. I mean, not taking anything away from them, Paddy Ryder's probably gonna just completely take over the game. But yeah, I would much rather play them over the Sydney Swans, who seem to be conquering everything, barring the first 6 weeks of the season. They've been the best team in the
Definitely.
competition.
Just lost to Hawthorn twice, but yeah, they've been great. And just a bit more from around the league. Nick Rowell played his last game at Etihad Stadium. Quite emotional at the end of it. Had a bit of a cry going around the field. The fans clapped him off. That was a great moment. And Harley Bennell coming back after 2 years on the sidelines, kicked a goal. That was great, aside from the 104-point loss.
And with Luke Hodge, with Hawthorn not winning on the weekend, losing to Carlton, your boys, Luke Hodge will be he'll definitely be playing his last game this week.
Yes, it's going to be Friday night against the Western Bulldogs. Both teams have a lot of players playing the last game.
Robert Murphy as well.
Should be very
Josh
emotional.
Gibson.
Josh Gibson. He's unfortunately out, so he won't be able to play his last game. But Matthew Boyd could be in. Robert Murphy, Luke Hodge. It's going to be real emotional. They were not really. They were talking about moving to the MCG just because of how many fans are going to want to come. But it's probably now going to stay at the ADET Stadium, so it should be great.
I mean, 55,000 is not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
We do want to talk about the big event in Las Vegas happening on Sunday.
Fight of the century.
Yes, something like that. Between Mayweather and McGregor, or the overhyped fight of the century. I don't think it'll last longer than 4 rounds. What do you think?
I'm not too sure. Mayweather's a little defensive, so we could go the full 12. He's a little older now, so if McGregor connects with a few punches. But the thing with McGregor is he's an MMA fighter, so not being able to use some kicks, God knows how it could go.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people are not giving McGregor a chance at all. I think a lot of people are saying, Mayweather's he's the boxer. It's obviously his sport. So no wrestling, no kicking, nothing that Conor McGregor's been used to for the last few years that he's been just a UFC fighter. But I think McGregor's got nothing to lose. He has absolutely nothing to lose. If he manages to, he's going to be unorthodox. He's going to be probably nothing that Mayweather's used to. And despite Mayweather just being pretty untouchable with his defensive fighting style, I think if McGregor does manage to land a few punches, I don't think Mayweather will be able to resist for too long. So I think if McGregor is going to win, he's going to have to knock him out within the first 4 or 5 rounds, while he's still got all his energy. If the fight goes to a decision or goes late into the rounds, then I don't really give McGregor a chance.
Well, McGregor
at all.
His training is a little different. Have you seen the videos going around?
I've seen the videos, and people have been saying it's not very convincing. So I'm not really convinced by it, but
it could be something that Mayweather's not used to, and could be the thing that takes him down 49-1 or 50-0. We'll see. Yeah,
it'll be more overhyped than when the Undertaker was defending his streak at WrestleMania. But that's sports entertainment. We don't talk about that. Ahmed, thanks for your time, man. Thanks for joining us and guiding us through that.
Thank you.
All right, Adam.
I'm still here. I'm awake. It's all good. So we got the Soxy Beasts story coming up with it, which is a subscription service for socks. Okay, which $1 of every sock sold goes to charity, and each month they pick a different charity. So this month it's the Headspace over in Collingwood, which works with youth, troubled youth, and mentally ill youth and stuff. And last month it was the Marine Mammal Foundation, which I can only imagine deals with marine mammals. Yep. No, you got it. So let's take a look at that story now.
My name's Jeff DiMaria, and I'm the founder of Soxy Beast, sock subscription company.
And I'm Ali DiMaria. I'm the sidekick in Soxy Beast. So I assist with the marketing side of things and planning and development.
I'm originally from the States, but I've lived here for about 10 years. And a couple years ago, I went home to visit some friends, and I realized everyone was getting stuff by subscription. So I had a friend who was getting razors by subscription, another friend who was getting makeup by subscription. The subscription box thing is kind of becoming a craze, so maybe that would work in Australia. So I came back here and I started looking at what might work with that same business model. And I realized, like, because of Australia Post, there's not a lot of stuff that you can send that's not going to cost a ton of money. And I realized socks are probably perfect because they fit through the letterbox, people aren't like returning them. So I started looking into it, and there was actually quite a few successful sock subscription companies overseas in other markets, and no one was doing it in Australia. So I started investigating a bit more, and once I found a local supplier that was here in Melbourne as well, and I realized we could make them Australian made, I was like, let's do this. So then we started looking at different angles because just socks is a bit boring, and we realized, like, I've always been really interested in Melbourne's art scene. So if we could involve artists and then also do some good by giving some money back to charities that we want to support, I thought we'd have a really good, compelling story of made in Melbourne, designed by Melbourne artists, and giving money to charities that they're passionate about. Working with an artist and a charity every month, like, it can be quite a bit of coordination. Like, I'd say now we've probably worked with like about 30 on either side of artists and charities. From an artist perspective, I have one artist that I've become friendly with that we've now worked together 3 different times, and that he's always very involved and wants to provide good social content as well. So he's got a piece here and a piece there, you see, that he's done. So I'll go and, you know, hang out with him and paint in Hosier Lane, and also do our photography for the socks that month. All of our content is original content. We don't like repost stuff unless it's something we shot or our artists created. So I think that actually speaks a lot to our brand and to the people who are following us directly. So if you're interested in finding out more about Soxy Beast or our artists or the charities we work with, check out soxybeast.com.au. We're also at Soxy Beast on Instagram, and we post new content every day. Yeah, check us out.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, that was a great package. It's a unique service. I mean, you know, getting different socks every month as a subscription package. Thanks to Kristen Sedinelli and Liam Connors for making that package. Some great stuff. We actually have a bit of a corpse in the studio, to be fair, because this guy's been dead a fair while. Emperor Nero.
How'd you come back to life?
Your crew, they dragged me from Roma.
Really? I didn't know we could afford to go to Roma.
They told me that a few months ago that you had other people who did this. And they dragged people from the past. And
That's right. That's right, actually. That was the old 1300 show. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You actually look like the guys on that show.
Do I?
Yes.
What a coincidence.
It's crazy. The stuff that happens in this world.
I could have sworn your ancestor, or you're the ancestor who was on that show.
Potentially.
Yeah.
That could be what happened.
Yeah.
It's true. So are you studying here now? Is that why you came to this university?
No. I got told that they wanted to talk to me, and I love history. So I wanted to meet people from the future.
Interesting.
But I love the agora. It's very Greek, and I like.
You like Greek?
I love Greek. I won the Olympics one year. Did you know?
I did not know.
Yeah, I won the Olympics, and
What for?
all of it. They let me win. I am emperor. Why would they not?
That's true. Why? What else are you going to be emperor for if you can't win the entire Olympics?
They even added different events like painting and acting as sports.
Was eating in one of them?
Eating was not.
I would have killed that.
You're not good at eating?
I'm very good at eating, but
Okay.
eating's not a sport.
Okay. But painting is?
Painting, yes, it requires skill with the brush.
Okay.
So who are you, for those of us who don't know? Which is everyone?
No one knows who I am.
No, the history books did not shine brightly on you.
They did. Oh, that is unfortunate. I am Emperor Nero. I was born in 47 AD
Ah, yes.
to Gnaeus Domitius, my natural-born father, and Agrippina the Younger. But then I was adopted by Emperor Claudius, and he made me his heir to Rome.
So you're not you're an adopted emperor.
I am an adopted emperor.
Did the other kids tease you because of that?
No. And if they did, I'd have their tongues.
That's true.
Literally.
I am emperor.
How is your relationship with your mother?
Well, you know how it is with family. You fight. They plot to kill you.
Yeah, I go through that every day.
That happened last August.
My mother, she ran Rome for me when I became emperor. I wanted to, relax.
Now, is this your adopted mother?
No,
or
this
your
is my natural mother.
Okay.
I never had adopted mothers. My natural mother married the emperor, and he made me his heir.
Was this after you were born?
Yeah, yes, naturally.
Naturally.
Yep.
My mother, she ran the empire, but then I heard the reports. She wanted to kill me, so I ordered my navy to sink her ship. But she escaped that.
Yep.
And then I ordered soldiers to kill her. It happens.
Yeah,
Did she escape that?
No, she's dead.
Ah, good.
And do you have a great empress?
I have, I've had two.
Yep.
The first one.
At the same time?
No. The first
He
one
doesn't practice polygamy.
was Octavia, and she's dead. I had to.
How did she die, if you don't mind me asking?
I tried her for adultery.
Okay.
And she was executed.
Well, at least it came out in your favor.
Yes, exactly. And my second wife, Pompeia, she was pregnant when we were married, and she gave birth to 2 stillborns, and then she died in childbirth. I do not have many luck with the ladies.
Happens to the best of us.
Does happen to the best of us. The best of us being emperor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
And there's an elephant in the room.
The fire of Rome. The rumors that you started it. And you blamed the Christians.
The Christians did start it.
Oh, really?
I am a surety. Is anyone here a Christian?
No.
No.
All right. Well, that's good.
We did not start the fire, okay? It was actually always burning.
Before the world was turning. No, I did not start the fire. I was in Antium. I was not even in Rome. I heard this other rumor that I played a fiddle. I don't know what a fiddle is.
And was there any bloodshed at all in your reign?
Oh, there was many. There was
bloodshed?
bloodshed in the Isle of Britannia.
Yeah.
Where the tribes revolted.
Yeah.
And this one woman. Like I said, I have not had luck with women in my life.
Yeah.
And this one woman, Boudica, she revolted and led them to sack Roman cities.
So she had to die?
Of course she had to die. They all have to die. They are enemies to Rome.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I had other wars with the Asians in the East, and we lost them.
Yeah. And you even considered evacuating Britain at one point.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. But my generals, with 10,000 men, they crushed Boudica.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, though, if there was no civilization in Britain?
Yeah.
What would have happened?
Well,
if
we wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You would. We would.
I would.
You would.
Yeah.
Okay. I would.
Really? You think you would?
How would you have gotten here?
I'm Greek, so I have nothing to do with Britons at all. So I would still be here.
So they didn't. So the Brits didn't invite the Greeks down here. I would have thought that's how it happened.
This is all fascinating to me.
Oh, we're talking about in Australia.
Yeah, in Australia.
I thought you
yeah.
were talking about existing.
No, I'm talking about in Australia. Yeah.
Is this a new
I don't know, man. Let's ask the history guy. Nero.
He doesn't know. He's been dead for how many years?
Exactly. I don't know.
When were you resurrected?
2,000 years.
Where was I resurrected?
Yeah.
They told me it was a building down that way. The David Myers building. They have a machine there.
I've heard about that one.
Yeah.
It brings people back.
All right. I'm just. I'm gonna have to cut you off. Since you've been brought back, how's your reign been? Are you the emperor again of Rome, or have you found that there's a new political system going on now?
There's a new They call them prime ministers. They call them presidents. I don't know what they are. Apparently, they're influenced by Rome.
People find the word emperor a bit aggressive.
Yeah.
Emperors are aggressive.
Oh, there you go.
We're very aggressive.
Oh God.
Yes.
Okay.
I think we're going to cut you off there.
Yeah.
Calvin. Yep.
That's a shame.
Calvin? Who's Calvin?
Who is
He's
Calvin?
the great emperor. Come on, Adam.
He sounds like a great man.
That's it. He's the answers, though.
Unbelievable.
Who are you?
Liam, this guy won't leave.
No. You do not tell the emperor what to do.
Oh God.
So we've had a bit of a domestic troubles with Emperor Nero.
That's what happens when you bring people back from the dead.
Also, can we give a quick just our thoughts and prayers are with Liam Connors, who our other AP who just came in the door.
Yeah.
He's probably dead now.
Yeah, he had to die.
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
And the worst of us.
Yeah. And those who interrupt the Emperor are definitely the worst of us.
Yeah. We just got a live tweet, actually, from a Meg Kennedy saying that she's loving today's show, which is, a bit self-indulgent considering she was on the show.
Yep.
It is now 1:43 p.m. and you're watching the Eagle Report live on upstart.net.au and Facebook, and we have a live Twitter feed at Eagle Report LTU. So follow us, give us your thoughts, that sort of mumbo jumbo. But for now, we have Sheridan Lee with some news about North Korea.
Hello.
The ever-growing threat.
Yes, just first of all, we also got a tweet saying today's show is lit.
Oh,
and I completely agree with that one.
Yeah,
who said that one though?
Me.
Excellent.
I hope it's not as lit as North Korea wants us to be.
Here at the Eagle Report, we are very self-indulgent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, North Korea. There's been a lot happening at the moment. They're always in the media for some reason or another, usually bad. So basically, the United States is going to conduct a joint military exercise with South Korea next week, starting on Monday. It's an annual 10-day exercise involving tens of thousands of troops just in military training. And North Korea has basically warned the United States that they will be pouring gasoline on fire by going ahead with this. The Ulchi Freedom Guardian Drill, which it's called, will run through to the 31st of August. And it's the first joint military exercise between the two countries since North Korea threatened to launch a missile attack on Guam, which is a US territory in the West Pacific Ocean. It's a small island, less than 600 square kilometres, and is home to less than 200,000 people. And Donald Trump said he would respond with fire and fury if North Korea attacks Guam. So Kim Jong-un has drawn back a bit, saying he's going to watch the US closely before making a move. Could escalate very quickly at this point, but this is why you don't put hot-headed people in charge of missiles and nuclear codes. That's all I'm going to say.
That's why you're not in charge of them, Adam.
Hey, what are you saying, okay?
Just quietly, I was going to say, I thought Kim Jong-un would enjoy pouring gasoline on fire. I would have thought that would be one of his pastimes.
Well, I feel like either one of them kind of just really, it's not that they're all talk, no show, but they just really, really like talking a lot until the last possible moment.
It's a bit like
they use
wrestling.
very provocative language.
Yeah. I mean, I used to watch WWE or WWF, whatever it was called, and it's a bit like that. They talk all the way up until the main event, and then, it's very little action.
Yeah, it's a lot of entertainment there.
I'm always reminded of that South Park version of Kim Jong-un.
Team America?
Yeah.
That was Kim Jong-il.
Oh.
Yeah, his father.
That must have been his father.
They
look the same. There's only like 20 haircuts you can get in North Korea that are sanctioned by the state.
Yeah.
So they all look the same to me.
Exactly. And everyone wants to look like their leader in North Korea
Yes,
as well.
yes, that's true.
He was a very Ronry man.
You know, an interesting thing about North Korea, they're actually so, there's so much propaganda there that they think they win the Football World Cup every single time it's on.
Oh, yeah, the media control, it's ridiculous over there.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yep.
So is there anything more you want to add?
So basically, there's a lot of question around, since Guam is so small, why would they actually want to attack there? So it's actually an important strategic hub for the United States. It's the home of the Andersen Air Base, which is their main military base in the West Pacific, and it's sort of partway between the Korean Peninsula and the South China Sea, which is a very controversial territory as well. So any attack there is also a direct attack on the US security interest in Asia and indirectly us, Australia, because we have such a close defence and security relationship with the US. Yeah.
And North Korea, it's threatened to strike before. Is it just like an empty threat, as we mentioned before? Like, how seriously should we be taking this?
Yeah, so North Korea and Kim Jong-un, as we know, do use very provocative language. But it's actually primarily for a domestic purpose to sort of rally up the local population. The question is, that everyone's asking is, do they actually have the technology and the capability to launch an attack on US territory? And I spoke to La Trobe's career expert, Dr. Ben Habib, on this. And he said that there's two things to consider. The first, that do they have an intercontinental ballistic missile, which is a long-range missile that can reach thousands of kilometres all the way to Guam? And have they been able to miniaturize a nuclear weapon warhead to actually fit inside that missile to cause maximum damage when it reaches the destination? And according to the Intelligence Defense Agency in the US, North Korea has actually managed to miniaturize nuclear weapons, but there's no word yet on whether they've actually have their intercontinental ballistic missile. I mean, they've tried to launch missiles before and completely failed. I don't think it's entirely empty threat, but unless you have that long-range missile, the nuclear warhead isn't really that useful. But at some point, they're probably going to get there, so it's worth taking seriously, I think. Yeah.
I think, I mean, I'm not an expert on this at all, but I feel like it might be easier to build a ballistic missile with long range, easier to build that than it would be to build a nuclear device. So if they've already got the nuclear device, I mean,
they would be pretty close.
Yes. But I think I may have heard somewhere that they have a nuclear device, but they don't have a thermonuclear device, which is pretty much double the impact.
And I'm not sure how much I want to know about this particular area of this, but how would Australia get tangled in this?
Yeah, so basically Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has come out saying that we're joined at the hip with the US. And so if they go to war with North Korea, that we would too, and he would use the ANZUS Treaty as reason for this. It's basically a treaty made in 1951, binding Australia, America, and formerly New Zealand, that's a long story, to cooperate on military operations in the Pacific Ocean. It's the same treaty that John Howard used to send Australia to the US-led war in Iraq, so it's quite controversial. And there's a question around, well, is it in our best interests to always follow the US to war, especially with Donald Trump as president when war seems threatened on a daily basis? Yep.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky situation. Well, thank you very much, Sheridan.
It's no problem. Thank you for having me.
And we're going to go to Kristen.
Hello. How you going, guys?
Good. How are you?
How are you recovering from hosting last week?
Oh, my voice is still a little bit crackling inside of me, but I'm feeling good, and I really wanted to come on the show today and Sheridan join me in saying this and talk about what happened on Thursday with Pauline Hanson in Parliament.
She's quite an interesting character, to say the least.
Yes, let me some Carrot Top.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's the only way to describe her. And I think the stunt that she pulled on Thursday was something that we probably have seen from Pauline Hanson before. Like it kind of wasn't it was expected, actually. And so if you don't know what actually took place, so Pauline Hanson turned up to Parliament wearing a burqa and revealed herself after a couple minutes in Parliament, and pretty much called out to the burqa, saying it was a risk to national security. And a lot of people are really, really turned off by what happened. And to me, it just made me feel so ill inside. I just thought, wow, it's incredible what she comes up with.
She actually, she came up just in the burqa into question time because she was introducing a bill to ban the burqa that day.
Yeah. So it was topical.
Yeah, so it was very topical. Yeah. And her and Green Senator Sarah Hanson-Young
spoke this morning
on breakfast television and went into it. I think Sarah Hanson-Young said basically that the next terrorist attack would be on Pauline.
Yeah.
Because what she did was obviously really inflammatory and has potential to
her exact words
isolate and radicalise.
Yeah, her exact words were, "You are doing ISIS's work for them." Yeah. And if you think about it, she practically is. Imagine people from other countries viewing this on their own international news and seeing there's an Australian politician who's dressing up as in a burqa.
Yeah, because it was everywhere.
It was everywhere. Yeah, it was everywhere. And imagine how bad that looks on us now.
Yeah. Well, ISIS incite fear and
Exactly.
promote violence and stuff. So this is literally just
Yeah, it's just pushing their agenda. That's what they want. They
fuel
want
to the
division. They want division, and they want everyone to turn against each other. And
Exactly right.
she's doing them a real favor there.
Yeah, and it's extremely dangerous. The fact that she's doing that, not only that, but calling out and making these people feel so ill about themselves is just, it makes me feel honestly terrible. And, I know, sure from us, everyone at Latrobe Live want to support the Islamic faith and people who support that and people who have these religious beliefs. It's honestly, we stand together and we should stand together. That's the most important thing. That's why Australia is such a multicultural nation. We should accept these people, and people like Pauline Hanson honestly don't deserve to have those views and
have the platform that they do.
Have the
to express
platform
that.
to express their views and make them,
Unfortunately, that's the old loophole in freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's
Is that
right.
It doesn't matter if it's hate speech or anything. It's still freedom of speach.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that ISIS actually fear the most: a united front. So everyone being on the same page, that's their worst nightmare. Yeah, that's the thing they least want to see. And if by some miracle Pauline Hanson were to go out of government, I think there'd be a day of mourning in the ISIS base. I'm not
Candlelight
sure.
vigil.
Yeah, I'm actually not even sure how she's gotten to where she is. Like her only source of education was learning how to flip burgers and fish in a fish and chip shop.
Hey man, you got to start somewhere.
Can I just say she actually sold that fish and chip shop to Chinese owners now.
Oh, which is so ironic.
Yeah,
yeah.
Considering her view on Chinese foreign ownership of Australian land farming.
Well, thanks very much, guys. That's
no worries.
Pretty shoddy issue, but thanks for shedding some light. We're now going to go to a little bit of a trailer.
You've seen them take on bad parkers, gamers, those dastardly, devilish coconuts. Oh, and Soviet ducks. Now ACLA takes on the scummiest place on earth. The internet! That's right, ACLA is going online. What craziness will they get up to, you ask? Well, that would be spoilers, and trailers aren't supposed to spoil. You don't want to miss it, or we end up crying like this guy. You'll get to see videos made by Callan Nissen. Oh wait, he got fired. So you'll get to see videos made by the guy with the bug-eyed glasses. I think his name is Adam or something like that. So you better get on it, because there'll be great stories, amazing tales, and hard journalism. It'll be so good you'll end up crying like this guy. But with explosions and a rockin' soundtrack! ACLA, only on the Eagle Report. Oh, and I'll start live exists, so go check that out. I'll force you.
And we're back. My name's Bilal Ali, and Adam's laughing because he knows what I'm about to say. We're about to talk about something, but who is it?
Doctor Who.
There we go.
Good one.
Absolutely horrible.
That was so bad.
Okay, Adam, you can talk for the rest of the show now.
Yes, you're watching the Eagle Report. It's now 5-2, and we're joined by Callan and Marie, and they're here to talk to us about Doctor Who, which I can only imagine would be the recent casting for the 12th Doctor.
13th.
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 My
Get it right.
apologies.
Get out.
Sorry, if only the writing was good enough to keep me hooked.
Hopefully it will be.
I honestly hope so too. Take it away, guys.
Oh.
Or one of you.
Yeah, no, we just want to know. We just want to know. Yeah, thanks, Adam.
Do you want me to do it?
No, we just want to know what the fan reaction was to Jodie Whittaker's announcement as
Being
the new
the
Time
Doctor.
Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically our fan reaction was mixed. So we had some people who were really, really thrilled. Yay, woman doctor, feminism, etc. But then you've got people on the other end of the spectrum who were completely against it and saying, no, doctor's a bloke, should always be a bloke. You can't, there was one thing said, and it was like, you can't have bras lying around the TARDIS. I mean, like,
I
that was
swear there have been
said.
bras lying around the TARDIS. Man. Do you know how many rooms
But
are in that
was
thing?
said, like on Talkback Radio the morning after. And And yeah, like, so there was a video actually that went viral on social media of a British girl, like a young British girl reacting to the news, and she was jumping up and down, crying with happiness, and yeah,
People
she
were
was
tearing her
really
down?
excited. Well, no, it went viral
that's
obviously because she was happy. But yeah, then there were other fans saying this is the end of the show, the beginning of the end of the show, having a female. So again,
Every time anything changes.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, there was a similar reaction when people proposed that they have an African American Spider-Man. I mean, that didn't actually eventuate, but yeah, people
Yeah,
were
but
like,
the thing with that is there actually is an African American Spider-Man, Miles Morales. He just isn't Peter Parker.
yeah, in a different comic book though. Yeah, they mean like an African American Peter Parker, and then people were like, nah, you can't have that. But was it expected that a female was going to take the lead?
Well, it was because they kind of tested the waters as such after or what they did. There's I don't know if you know how well you guys know the show, but there's a character called the Master, and they actually changed the gender of
Missy.
the Master to Missy, and so they were kind of testing it and seeing how that would go down.
And how did it go down?
It was received pretty well. Like Missy turned out to be a pretty popular character, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously they decided to change the gender of the Doctor.
Calling her Missy, though, I take big issues with. Like, why change it from the Master to Missy just random? I feel like it takes...
She can still be the Master.
Yeah, it takes the
Yeah,
weight out of
that's
it.
true.
It's like,
Yeah,
well, now, welcome to the Doctor Who, or now Dottie.
Yeah,
She
it's-
bounces about the universe.
Yes,
I mean,
Dottie.
hopefully they'll tackle it better than that.
Well, surely they wouldn't change the title to
No,
Dottie.
no,
Like,
they
it's
won't.
the Doctor.
So just generally the
Yeah.
way
I mean,
the way the old Moffat ran the show, he wrote women pretty poorly. Generally wrote them the same
Moffat
kind of character.
wrote pretty poorly.
Yeah,
In my
yeah.
personal opinion,
So-
I hated everything after Tennant. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't mind first Matt Smith season with
Yeah.
the Pandorica and everything, but after that, everything just kind of really
Yeah.
did not do it
Well,
for me
he's
at all.
gone now, so that's
He is.
Yeah.
It's
the
the
writing,
Broadchurch writers, I
Yeah,
believe, are
yeah.
coming in now.
Yeah,
because he's
because
worked with Jodie before.
I mean, you don't go to the doctor or to the medical clinic and ask for a Dottie.
No,
If you're asking
No,
for a
they
female
should-
doctor.
they should
You
do
could.
it. Yeah. I wasn't
That's
making
how we
light
go
of
down
it.
the
but
way.
That's a
yeah.
great example,
Yeah.
Glau.
They should help.
Sarcasm intended and detected. So how have the previous cast members reacted to the change, the previous Doctor Who's?
Well, Tennant, as you mentioned, obviously everyone's favourite. He was brilliant. Anyway, he said it was brilliant and he was delighted at the change. So good old Tennant. Eccleston, who's long time been kind of quiet on the show.
Just quiet in
yeah,
general, to
He's,
be
he's
honest.
kind of pulled it. Yeah. So she's working class and she's Northern. What can go wrong? Horrible impression. Peter Davison, though, wasn't one of the classic Doctors. Was less positive. He was
5.
going. I kind of like the idea of the Doctor as a boy, but maybe I'm an old-fashioned dinosaur. He did say like the role model for boys is important, which, you know, Colin Baker said that was rubbish and has said you don't have to be the gender of someone to be a role model. Can't just be a role model for people. And of companions like Billy Piper and Arthur and Pearl Mackie and stuff.
They all would have been pro.
They were
obviously.
very
I
excited.
mean,
Yeah.
Especially Pearl Mackie. She's the latest one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Billy. Yeah. I mean, you can just tell she's all for that.
And
sort of
Marie
stuff.
just
No,
Yeah.
she just
that's
strikes me
true.
as that sort of person.
Yeah, Marie, just really, really quickly before we wrap up. Obviously, Doctor Who has been criticised recently for its depiction of women. Will having a female Doctor change this, you think?
Yeah, I'm hoping it will. You know, obviously, it's unprecedented. There's never been a female Doctor in the history of Doctor Who before. So it'll be interesting to see how it's written, and hopefully with, you know, the new showrunner, hopefully it'll all change, and yeah, hopefully it'll improve.
Okay, thank you for your
Just
time.
Bring back
No
Russell.
worries.
Yeah, bring back Russell. That would be ideal.
That would be great.
Good old Russ.
All right, I think that's all the time we have for
Yeah,
today.
no, we've reached the end of the show,
Yeah.
guys. So thank you very much. Thank you to everyone, Cal and Marie, and all the other guests we had. Catch us next week at 1 o'clock, upstart.net.au, and now streaming live on Facebook. Eagle Report LTU is our Twitter handle, so tweet us for anything of that. And thanks, Bilal, for being my
Cheers,
co-host
Adam.
today. See you guys.